What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your WCW Weekend Contest walkthrough coming to you live from vacation at Great Wolf Lodge. Yeah, we're having fun. I'm going to do this quick, but still give you the information on what you need to know to get the new Steve Austin this weekend. So, we have got the Steve Austin Invitational Showdown. Champions, welcome to the Steve Austin Invitational. What? Where you can earn his shards and milestones and his new poster on the prize wall. What? Enjoy the notoriety, milestones, and powerful offensive and defensive buffs for select era stables and classes. It didn't say it, but what? All right, so there is a new structure to this. This isn't just your normal, hey, it's just a showdown weekend. So let's talk a little bit about it as it goes. First of all, there's your new notoriety milestones. You earn solo contest points in the showdown. You reach higher notoriety ranks for more points. We've kind of seen this. It's going to get more interesting as we go. First, screenshots are taken for test environment. Text numbers, items, dates, subject change. Some parts of the contest might be a work in progress, so check in for the latest numbers and details. The contest started. Basically, in-game always has the final say, so trust that over what you read in the blog. Even though the blog is good, it's not always the most accurate. So we've got the Steve Austin Invitational Contest. Starts tomorrow. That's a Friday at noon Pacific time. Ends on Sunday at noon. You got the Austin Premium Showdown, kind of like we've had every showdown now for the last while. Any Premium Showdown where you get the character, you have 24 hours, you get a special tour at the end of the week and a special showdown at the beginning. The regular showdown starts for everybody else on Saturday, and then that next blog thing explains what I just said. There's going to be a Prestige Pass pull for whoever has the UCC Prestige Pass. I'm on vacation. Forgive the blunders here. Also, reward highlights this weekend. We've got Steve Austin, the Alliance. There's 450 in solo, 100 in showdown contest, and then 50 in the faction. So you've got 600 shards. I think he's the 3,000 recruit, if I remember correctly. And then there's 300 in the solo milestones and 100 in offers. For Bossman, for those who are close to him this week, you got 90 in solo milestones. And then Premium, you've got another 60. Then there's a prize wall. There's usually a prize wall, but this one in specific does have, look at that, 6-star bronze Austin. So if you play hard enough, realistically spend enough, you will be able to get enough medallions to unlock Austin this weekend, one way or the other, and of course he'll be in the loot as well. So it says you can get 39,000 medallions in the solo contest, 22,600 from bonus rewards, and 3,000 from the showdown competition. So I would expect that Austin poster is in the 50 to 60,000 range. It's going to take everything to get him. Also, it doesn't say what or how much, but you can get Unpredictable Bionic Man. I think it's interesting that it's the rewards claim screen that they've got there. It's kind of funny. Shards, there's also Last Time Is Now Cena, Voice of the Voiceless Punk, Penta, which I'm only 300 shards from him, so I would like to get some shards. John Cena, a special edition, both of them. Big Papa Pump, so now that I finally got him, they're giving shards away like candy, of course. Bret Hart, Best There Ever Will Be. Kurt Angle, Hall of Fame, for those who didn't buy the deal that was on today. Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom. Twisted Bliss, both A tiers from last few. Tama Tonga and JD McDonough, all your A tiers. Which those are some actually really good A tiers overall, by the way. Plus, you can get an ultimate strap with 150% gem or move damage, tier 6 medals, star fragments, and more. On the solo contest, you can recruit Steve Austin, the Alliance, to access a limited time tour this weekend, which is going to give you more solo points and notoriety milestones. Max milestone is 15 million. You can get another 750 Alliance shards, 130 Big Boss Man shards, and the 39,000 invitational medallions that they talked about. There are more Steve Austin medallions on the leaderboard, and the top 10 ranks can also get up to a 6-star gold Steve Austin. All right, back to the premium showcase. And then we're going to talk about how Showdown has changed in some possibly welcome non-steel KG ways. First of all, reach and maintain your position with Steve Austin, and you can get more medallions by having him. So having him gives you more rewards. And there's just basically use your Steve Austin defensive as Attitude Era. Now here's where we start to see these things. You're going to see buffs and offensive, defensive buffs. So this showdown, rather than being steel cagey, has different characters and or eras, as you'll see, that have specific buffs. So it's on very specific characters. Like, for example, in the Steve Austin Tour, all of his gyms are going to be 50% higher in the top leagues, and his defense is going to reduce your opponent's MP by 4 MP. So you're going to have to start paying attention to who is using defensive debuffs based on which character you are having from there. Showdown competition that starts Saturday is for everybody. You can get a guaranteed poster of the brand new Steve Austin if you're top 3 in the tournament leaderboard, and there's going to be a lot of medallions. The max milestone, 400,000. Stretch milestone is going to give you 6 invitational chests, but otherwise you get 4.2 million solo contest points, 3,000 medallions, 100 alliance shards, and the top 800 leaderboard ranks can get up to 5,000 more invitational medallions, with up to 700,000 solo contest points in leaderboard. So here's the offensive buff and debuff that we want to talk about. So if you use an Attitude Era, you have yellow gem damage up to 75%. If it's a Trickster, you have trap gems up to +4. If it's a WCW link, you have all gem damage up to 50%. And if they are raw, you have HP up to 100%. So this is your offensive buff. So if you're using an Attitude Era Trickster that is either, well, it's not going to be raw. So an Attitude Era Trickster that's WCW, you can get those top 3. If you can get a Trickster that's raw, you can get the second and fourth, basically. See how that kind of works. But here's where people are going to get tripped up. The defensive buffs, right? So if you're going up against an Attitude Era opponent, they are going to reduce your MP by up to 4 MP. So keep in mind, if you're like, why am I not starting loaded? Well, if you're going up against Attitude Eras, you've got to adjust your plan accordingly. New Gen is going to reduce your gem defense up to 50%, and Raw, they're going to have 100% higher HP. So I think it's actually kind of fun. I normally don't like okay, it's this class, but not this class. But this is broad enough. You can remember Attitude Era and New Gen Era. Raw is going to be harder to remember, but if you've got a character that can hit hard enough, you're going to be fine. Here's your tasks overall. You break 1 black gem in the showdown, break a trap gem, so Aussie, deal 1,250 with any Steve Austin, with any Attitude Era, so you can use a Steve Austin that doubles, any Raw, any WCW, so again, the new Steve Austin, or Bionic Redneck would cover most of those, although he's not WCW link. Anyway, deal 13,500 with any Steve Austin as a bonus, Attitude Era as a bonus, Raw as a bonus, WCW as a bonus. Then you get your specific characters, Nation of Domination Rock, Last Time Is Now Cena, Bionic Redneck, and Austin, the new one, the Alliance. Plus, you have your bonus points to win any battle with a Trickster, any Steve Austin, or I'm sorry, with the new Steve Austin, you get the most points. And if you have the big Boss Man, you get a bonus there. So what I would recommend if you have Boss Man and you're not going to use him for your main fighter, put him in the second slot as long as it's not male-female, and you get 1,000 extra points every single showdown match. Last section, faction competition. There's tours also. Earn Steve Austin invitation medallions from the tours, etc. You can get 2 million contest points, 50 shards, and 100 medallions, plus another 6,500 medallions on the leaderboard. You can collect Steve Austin medallions in the first 24 hours. That's going to get you some points. Collect them as a tiebreaker. And then for your faction, this is your faction base, break red gems for your faction, break trap gems for your faction, break blast gems for your faction. So Bionic Redneck will cover a couple of those at least. And then, of course, as always, spend a health pack. Your limited time tours this weekend. Play tours and earn contest points and recruit Steve Austin for massive extra medallions and shards. You get 1,000 Steve Austin medallions, and if you have Austin at 6-star by the end of the weekend, you get another 10,000 medallions in the Watt Tour. 3,853,000 solo contest points, 37,000 faction points. And here's your tours. Friday, you've got your first bonus tour for the new Steve Austin. Then you've got the inaugural Brawl Attitude Era with Steve Austin Redneck, Austin 316, or Taker Ministry of Darkness. You've got your Challenge Tour, which is normal, any Steve Austin, Hard, WCW and Hell Attitude Era, and you can see your CSS on the side. The normal are pretty open. Hard is very open, and Attitude Era Trickster is your hell mode. Friday, You Suck with any Kurt Angle. Also ECW, RIP Sabu, any RVD, Devon or Bubba of the Get the Tables variety, which is good because they're the good ones. Friday, Women's Invasion with Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, or Trish Stratus. Saturday is also your Disciple Tour with Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Disciple. Saturday also, a lot of tours. Powerhouse of Attitude, any powerhouse, but CSS if you have Bionic Redneck, Acolyte Farouk, or Natural Disaster Earthquake. You should at least have Earthquake. They might even give them away again. Sunday is WCW. Bonus if you've got Vader Time, Big Papa Pump, or Stunning Steve. You should at least have Stunning Steve. They've given him away a few times. And you need to take him to 6-star gold because he's the top coach in the game right now for gem damage. Monday, Raw on Sunday, which is a weird, anyway, Raw is the theme. OTC Roman, who's arguably not Raw, but is sometimes. Dirty Dom, Karrion Kross, or The Miz, must-see superstar, who is still one of the very best free characters they've ever given away to this day. And then on Sunday again, the What? Steve Austin, The Alliance Tour. Bonus if you've got him at 6-star, that's how you get all the extra medallions. And then to close, as we always say, don't forget to go into the portal and leave your constructive feedback. Doesn't have to be positive, doesn't have to be overly negative. They won't listen to that. But if you do say, hey, here's what I liked, here's what I didn't like, and here's the way I would take the things I do like or didn't like and turn them into things I do like, they'll pay attention. And you get a chance to actually get Austin. Statistically, you have better odds to get Austin right there than you do pulling him in the loot, and we know a lot of people who have proven that. So that's it for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Biggest change for this event is just the buff and debuffs, the defensive and offensive buffs. Just pay attention if you're going up against Attitude Era, New Gen, or Raw is going to be the hard one to watch for, but you basically know Attitude Era, New Gen, or Modern Era. Pay attention if you think they're Raw. You can always click on the screen and tell if you're right. So again, that's it for this one. Be sure to like the video. Thanks for dealing with me as I'm going through my AirPods today instead of my audio. It might not be synced. I am working on switching to OBS to get that fixed. So we'll see you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.